Ladies and gentlemen, do you think that John Durham really wanted to convict Michael Sussman? Do you think that was the main goal of the Sussman trial? Or was it to get Robbie Mook, Mark Elias, and others to point the finger at Madam Secretary? Do you think that was the greater concern of prosecutors within a special counsel that are trying to find out why the United States government investigated an incoming president that's never happened before? And the justification for that was absurd. A Steele dossier purchased by Clinton, Trump's direct political rival. A meeting between an associate of President Trump, George Papadopoulos, or an advisor, and Alexander Downer, who has ties to their foundation. So gossip and hearsay, in addition to a dossier purchased by his direct political rival, started this grandiose, never-ending probe that ended with the Mueller special counsel finding nothing. Nobody conspired alongside another government. It was the most absurd, nonsensical, completely irrational, conspiratorial nonsense from the same people who accuse others of believing in nonsensical theories. And so, do you think that, what was the big issue? What was the greater concern? Now, I'm not saying that you should trust John Durham. He could very well not end up doing anything. He could be a complete disappointment and just part of a very corrupt system that covers up crimes and corrupt behavior leveled against Trump. They didn't want Trump to defeat Clinton. He defeated Clinton. They said that Clinton would win in a landslide. I said she would lose to Trump 6 years ago. Like I told everyone, the stock market would crash, and we're seeing that. We're seeing that. And I said the economy would slowly collapse, and we're seeing that also. I said that in September of 2021 on this channel, the stock market crash channel, and the Bitcoin crash channel. Well, Bitcoin crash had just started, but I said that in September. In September of 2021, I said Bitcoin and crypto would crash, the stock market would crash, and the economy would decline. And we're seeing that. If you go to the description section of every one of my segments, you will see the receipts. I'm not a bandwagon person. I didn't just say, oh yeah, look what's taking place. I predicted all of this. But anyway, just like I said, Madam Secretary would lose to Trump. But do you think, my question to you is, do you really think his goal in life was, and I could be wrong, but do you really think a special counsel with a mission or a goal or an objective to find out a grandiose plot against Trump is really focused on Michael Sussman going to jail for a month or 2 months? That's my question to you in the comment section. Because I know that there are people who are amazing, my wonderful subscribers. Most people that watch this channel understand this special counsel, just like the Mueller probe, is a government investigation. In this case, however, there's a justification for the investigation. It wasn't just Comey's memos. It wasn't just the memos of a disgruntled, former government employee. So, my question is, do you think that the Michael Sussman trial was just about a 1 month or 2 month jail sentence, which is what he would have gotten had he been convicted of lying to the Federal Bureau of Investigation? The reason he wasn't convicted is not because, there's never any justice, no justice, there's a two-tier justice system. Yeah, there is. The system does not want Trump. They don't like him. They don't want him, and they're going to conspire and set him up and frame him and do everything possible. The Durham probe special counsel found out through Robbie Mook's testimony and through the testimony of Mark Elias and through the testimony of agents and government officials that there was a concerted effort to send false information to media to get them to publish absurd allegations against Trump. And Clinton personally approved that. Hillary personally approved that. That was the first time in a court of law. With Bill Clinton, I believe that's the first time in a court of law ever. I think it's the first time ever that Hillary was ever implicated in testimony in a court of law with doing anything corrupt. And that is a huge victory for the Durham Pro Special Counsel. Hit subscribe to this channel, ladies and gentlemen. Hit subscribe to the Stock Market Crash channel and the Bitcoin Crash channel below. It's in the description section. And if you want to support my work, my Patreon is below. To my new Patreons, thank you. It's in the description section. Also, I can't thank you enough. Become a member of this channel and share this segment because it's important. Do you think that he just wanted a conviction of an attorney that nobody knew about? Or do you think that he wants convictions of Comey or Strzok or McCabe or Clapper or Brennan or others? These people, look, they utilized the United States government to go after a political opponent. And there are articles saying, oh, Durham found nothing. He should be disbanded and fired. And you know what? They found nothing. No. They found a lot. Mark Elias and Robbie Mook essentially turned on Clinton. Well, let's put it this way. Robbie Mook stated that Hillary personally approved the dissemination of false allegations against Trump to media. And then Elias said that, one of the absurd things he said was that they hired Fusion GPS because of libel. They didn't want Trump to sue them for libel. So that's nonsense. They hired Fusion GPS to create a Steele dossier, which was libelous. Then you have agents saying, yeah, you know what? The 7th floor was fired up. They were super excited. And nobody believed James Baker, who stated that Sussman was there. He was being paid by the Clinton campaign and the Democratic Party to go after Trump and to funnel false allegations into government agencies to initiate investigations. That's the thing. They would never allow the reverse to take place. They would never allow Democrats to funnel false allegations against mashed potato brains Joe or anyone else, or Hunter or Hillary or anyone else. They would never allow that, but they allow it with Trump. And so that's the double standard. That's the Durham Probe Special Counsel, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, needs the House and the Senate, and they need a little bit more media coverage. This channel, other channels, there are about 3 or 4 other channels that have done good work, really good work, okay? Really good work on the Durham Probe Special Counsel. But, it hasn't really been in the news. It has not really been in the news, okay? And he needs some support. He needs some support. You can't just, you can't just expect a special counsel that nobody, most people in America, don't really know about to achieve, the impossible within a short time span. There's this channel. There's Black Conservative Patriot. There's other channels, and he's amazing. He's done a lot of amazing work on the Durham Probe Special Counsel and a whole bunch of other channels. He's almost at 1 million subs. Subscribe to Black Conservative Patriot. He's at 628,000. He deserves 1 million subs. Tell your friends about his channel. He's awesome. But there's other channels, a couple other channels too, that have done some good work on the Durham Probe Special Counsel. Robert Gouveia is fantastic. He's an attorney. He's fantastic. He has live streams. He did a lot of work on the Sussman trial. He's fantastic also. Subscribe to his channel. But you're talking about me and maybe 4 or 5 other YouTubers, and the most of media doesn't want to even touch it. So what do you expect? Ladies and gentlemen, you cannot, Rome was not built in a day, so you can't, if this is a government investigation, and it's a legitimate investigation within the United States government that is actually investigating former government officials, political operatives, attorneys, people who are hired to set up and frame Trump, that's worthwhile. And also understand, Trump defeated Clinton. It's not like the system always wins. System doesn't always win. Sometimes, a person like Trump throws a curveball or a slider. So, you can't have the mentality, like a defeatist mentality. Okay? They're going to have these congressional panels, and share the segment prior to this one. Because I talk about, hey, you know what? They haven't indicted Trump. Gee, I wonder why. Because he didn't commit a crime. You don't like him? Fine. You don't like his personality? Fine. But he didn't commit a crime, so you can't accuse somebody of committing a crime because you don't like their personality. Otherwise, millions of divorced couples would have accused one another of committing a crime because they don't like each other's personality. You can't just say Trump committed a crime because you don't like, the way he behaves, his behavior, or his rhetoric, or his tweets. He's mean. He insults people. So what? They literally tried to set him up and frame him as an operative of another country. Could you imagine? It's never happened before in American politics. Never happened before. Anyway, hit subscribe to this channel right now, ladies and gentlemen. Go to the stock market crash channel. I have a very important segment, and I have another very important segment on the Bitcoin crash channel. I'm trying to grow those 3 channels, ladies and gentlemen, with this channel and the 2 other channels. Unfortunately, we're going to have, as you can see, and I'll talk about this today again on the stock market crash channel and the Bitcoin crash channel. We're going to see a complete downturn in the market, and we're seeing that. The stock market's going to collapse like 2008, and Bitcoin, the crypto world, is going to implode. And I've been talking about that since September of 2021. And I wrote about that in the Federalist. And that article is below in the description and the pinned comment. Ladies and gentlemen, hit subscribe to this channel. I'll be back in a couple of hours. From now on, you'll have a segment on this channel at 8 a.m. every single day to my 12-minute crowd. You'll have an 8 a.m. segment and an 11 a.m. segment. So just set your dials to 8 a.m. and 11 a.m., and then the rest of the day will be about 2 to 3 hours spread out of about 3 or 4 more or segments. And you'll have more than one segment on the stock market crash and Bitcoin crash channels. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm growing all 3. We're almost at 200,000 subs on this one. We're almost at 20,000 on the stock market crash channel. And we're almost at 5,000 on the Bitcoin crash channel. If you enjoy my work to my 13-minute crowd, tell your friends. Tell your friends about all 3 channels. It'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic day. A lot of news today. We're going to cover it on all 3 channels. Thank